Alright, hey guys and gals and everyone else. Today we are recording Fable 3. We kinda fucked up last week pretty badly and didn't record any mic audio. So today we're just dubbing over our gameplay footage. It should be pretty bad, but we'll see how it goes.
Might be better, it might be even worse. I didn't think we could go lower, but
Yeah.
let's find out. This is Jovi, by the way.
This is Face, and welcome to maybe the worst gaming channel on YouTube. Let's get into it.
I've seen some pretty bad channels. I feel like it's a very low bar.
Also, apologies in advance if we missed the upload this week. Well, I guess it would be apologies retrospectively, because...
Yes, I've been in the process of purchasing land and a house, which has been amazing, but very stressful and a lot of work. So that's been keeping me pretty busy, and along with the screw-up, it's kind of put us under the pump to get things done.
Yeah, we do not really have much time for editing, because I'm going to be working about 40 hours in the next 4 days, and I'm going to struggle to find time to do this, but we'll see if we can get it to work.
Yeah, we'll do our best. So we might find, like, if this dubbing thing actually works quite well, I really enjoy, just in my downtime, playing The Sims. So we might, if you like it, I'll record that and we might just have a go at dubbing over that, but...
Just talk over top of... Yeah,
and I can show you what I've been building.
Gosh, this is like those old like 2016 Leafy videos where it's just talking over like CSGO
shitty game footage. Yeah. We need a hot take if that's the case.
Yeah, you gotta... Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Game's finally starting.
My hot take is that cold chips still taste okay.
I'm not a fan.
I still enjoy cold chips.
I'd call that a cold take. But
lukewarm take.
Yeah.
I never realised how prominent that guy's chin was until, like, that's a full cleft.
Yeah, I mean...
There's a...
strong defined features.
Very.
It's actually kind of like the whole Giga Chat meme almost.
Yeah. Oh, we're in. It's just me.
No, this is you loading up the wrong save, if you recall correctly.
That's right. So this was my...
And then we scrambled to fix the... Oh god, so we're going to have to do another intro over...
Yeah, we could.
Well, I'm not going to, but...
It's already going to be a discipline. But yeah, no, I'm, as of yesterday, in the process of... Well, once I build the house, I'll be a homeowner, but I've signed the things to build the house.
Oh, so they can still flake on you at this point.
They could, but it's...
Oh, you don't have the finances.
It's like a 1% chance. I'm very confident I'm going to get approved.
Yeah.
Because when I first went to the bank with a number, they were saying that was a stretch, and I'm now going a good, like, 70 grand under that number, which was like, yeah, you should be able to do this, but it's a stretch. So the original number, which was 70 grand higher, they were like, you should be able to do it, but it's a stretch. And I'm now 70 grand lower, so...
Yeah, and you've got a shitload more in savings, although that doesn't actually make too much of a difference. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter how much of a deposit you have. What we really care about is how much you currently make.
Well, that's why I've got,
But if I was able to save this deposit, surely I'm making enough, right?
You would think, but that's also why, like, I've pretty well got, like, fuck all of a deposit, and I can build a house, which is good.
Alright, now here I come in, boom.
There you go, look at that dapper gentleman.
Don't like how low, like, cut that V is.
No, this is also me forgetting that you also had to share the same camera as me, and I'm just willy-nilly waving it around.
Yeah.
Waving it around.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't care, because I didn't, because I forgot.
You remember in future to not do that, because it was really fucking
Yeah, no, I
annoying
genuinely
/
forgot.
confusing.
And I like to play games where I just... like, waggle the camera any which way. I like to just be whipping it around and looking at things.
You know, you keep saying you're bad at games. Maybe it's because you can't walk in a straight line.
Because the camera's going
yeah.
any which way. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's the reason. Oh, gosh. Honestly, to name this episode, if we can just do it now, it's the
Fucking sanctuary.
yeah, fuck the sanctuary. Because seriously, I think we spent, just a heads up, maybe about 60% of the episode in the fucking sanctuary.
That is just Fable 3 though. They're like, oh, screw menus because they remove immersion. Let's just make you have to come back to this stupid fucking hub every
3 seconds.
Yeah, every time you want to do anything at all, which is a lot because it's an RPG.
Yes.
You want to change your clothes? Bam, sanctuary. You want to change your guns? Bam,
Or buy a
sanctuary.
house? Bam, sanctuary. At least
Fast travel? Sanctuary.
At least I didn't have to, go to a sanctuary every time to sign the papers for mine. Did have to go to a lot of offices, but no sanctuary, so
Yeah.
I'll take that as a win.
Apparently, as you use it, the blade actually becomes...
Alright, you were having the discussion at this point of which weapon you should take. And it's like, well, she's a brute, so she go the hammer. But she's also a noble, so elegant, fine-crafted sword.
The finesse. Although also reflecting, well, I mean, either way, actually, it's going to cause a problem. But because of the whole noble thing, I don't know if she'd want blood splattering on her fine wares from the knife, but if you're using a hammer, you're going to get, like, brain matter anyway. So I don't know what's harder to wash out of clothes, but...
Yeah, I mean, you could just use a gun.
That would probably be the nobler of choices, honestly, the gun. But in Fable in particular. Oh, honestly, I'll probably become a magic user in that case.
Magic is pretty overpowered in this.
Yeah.
It has been in every Fable game. They've struggled to balance it.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's where the camera stuff was going
Yeah,
real
because I
bad.
was curious. I'm like, oh, look at this nice background scenery.
Yeah.
Listen.
This is where I yelled at you and it stopped so much.
Yes. Well, the artists worked hard on the background. Someone should appreciate it. You know, like someone constructed that structure in the background.
Yeah. But I also don't really care.
Also, I can't remember if I said this in an original recording, but are these skeletons to me look like they're wearing the remnants of sexy maid outfits?
No,
it's-
they're military uniforms.
It looks like sexy maid outfits.
No, it's like...
Oh,
No.
I would pause for something.
Yeah, it's like...
Oh, that was probably a mistake.
Fucking chaos. We can just cut this bit.
Yeah, we've done the sexy maid part.
You do see how they're proper uniforms though, right?
I can see it, but you can also see how they're sexy maid outfits.
I'll be
right?
honest, I'm not wearing my glasses. I can't see a lot right now.
Great. So for filming where it's solely a dub over visual footage, you can only see like 40% of the screen.
Nah, my eyes aren't actually that bad. I can still read all the text.
Mine are getting worse. I need to go back to the.
Oh, my eyes are definitely getting worse, but they're still fine enough.
Yeah. Yes. That's right. We're fighting over the dig spots.
And we got them both.
Look at that. Look at us dig.
We got two.
I'm impressed that that shirt stays tucked in, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, my experience with tucking in shirts, if you're moving around, that's sliding out.
Oh my
most
goodness,
thematic.
these dogs.
Oh, yes, that's right. They were hovering. Also, it took us uncomfortably long to work out how this challenge worked. We were like, how do we know which platform's coming up?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got the idea that you just stand on the things, but it wasn't doing anything when I stood on them.
Yeah,
So
because
that
I had to
must
do
not be
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's because I don't count. I'm not
Yeah.
special.
You weren't special enough, no. It was all about me, the way things should be. Always about me. But yes, no,
Oh, fucking dogs,
the
man.
dogs were spending a long time defying gravity for this.
Okay, I think I figured out what I'm going to name my dog. Because,
Oh yeah, I named mine.
yeah, you named your dog later on this episode. I didn't name mine. I think I'm going to call it Newton.
Yeah, because it just knows physics. You could also go the Broadway direction and call it Idina Menzel, the lady who played the Wicked Witch in Wicked, who sings Defying Gravity.
Yeah, that reference is lost on me.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I had to explain the entire joke. Because I realised as I started saying it, I'm like, man, he knows nothing about musical theatre. This is going to be a lot of work.
And
Know your
here
audience.
is where bad dog. Stop breaking the laws of
The gravity.
physics. Stop defying gravity. Bad.
In this reality, we stay on the land.
I think that was a fair, justified telling off.
Yeah. Yeah. Get off my arrow, thanks, man.
Will, I think this is where we figured out, yeah, this is where we finally put 2 and 2
When
together.
the penny finally dropped. Look at us solving problems. Hitting every single enemy field lantern.
No, that's good, because it's just free XP.
Yeah. Yeah, and we get to see more sexy maids. This brings me back. I'm sure we'll replay it eventually. The first Crash Bandicoot.
The librarian?
Yeah. So
okay.
they've got like the jungle levels. It's like, I can't remember the Aztec. Oh, the jungle. Yeah, they're the jungle levels. And they've got kind of what looks like, I guess what you describe as tribal people in the game.
Yeah, they're just natives
Generic
with their
natives,
stereotypical like grass skirt, carrying shields.
Yes, yeah, but my child brain, because when we first played this game, we would have I would have been like 7, 6.
Yeah, you would have been younger than that.
Okay, well that makes it a bit better then. Yeah, but in my brain, the shields looked like
It's
books.
bold of you to assume you had a brain.
Yeah, that's fair. Developmentally, not really. Yeah, the shields looked like books, so I just assumed that there was these librarians hanging out in this like jungle fort. Well, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Seems interesting to me that we're watching footage of Fable 3 and it's like, yeah, there's a good time to talk about Crash Bandicoot with no visual aids.
I don't know what you want from me, man. It's a new concept to the both of us. I'm just doing the best with what I have.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh gosh.
So what was the realization point? Was it...
Not until I was like 16. I was old.
Well, no, that's the go-to. If you teach a kid something, they will never question it because they just
Yeah.
assume that's what it
It's
is.
fact, yeah. Yes, no, critical thinking doesn't come along until much later. And even then, you quite often don't go back and retrospectively fix.
You don't apply the critical thinking to the stuff from the past.
That's already been set in stone for you, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and I don't know the exact point, but we were just replaying it at one point.
The
And like,
HD collection, was it? And you're like, those don't look like librarians.
no, it was before the HD, because
Okay.
otherwise I would specifically remember that as being a surprise. But we were replaying it, and I do just remember having like the penny dropping and being like, oh.
You might have said, oh, hey, it's the librarians, and I might have...
It might have even actually been me being like, it's never made sense to me that there's librarians in this jungle village. I feel like that might have been the conversation.
Yeah, right.
But yes.
Another way of good times.
Yeah, this is not a fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mind you,
kind of got mixed feelings on Crash Bandicoot as a whole.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just because it was one of the first games I played. It's got a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy it. I go back and play Crash 1 all the time, but when they started adding all the side mini games to it, I know that's meant to just add more variety to the gameplay loop, but
So, this is how it ends.
for me, that kind of took away from the core platforming, which was the whole reason I was playing Crash in the first place. If you want to play mini games, I'd play Mario Party.
Yeah.
Stubbed my toe against a
Yeah,
rock
that's
so
fair.
that it really hurts when I walk. And now this.
Don't
I
know.
know
No,
there's
I
a
really
great
enjoy
treasure
it.
in here
Yeah,
somewhere.
maybe we'll play that
and I know it
as
has
one of the
something
ones
to
we
do
do.
with
I think
raising
eventually, because we replay it often enough that it will just come up in our loop.
Yeah,
Our rotation.
although that's going to be humiliating where it's just death after death after death.
Also, when I tap out on the first island and be like, and it's Face's turn.
Well, we don't necessarily have to do the first one. You're pretty good with 3 the entire way through, aren't you?
Yeah, so 3. Well, that 3 was the first one we owned, and therefore it was the one I've played the most. Yeah.
Gosh, this sword fighting is so clumsy just watching me walk into rocks.
Oh, if you think you were bad, the amount of times I thought I was you, and I'm just like rubbing my face up against
We look nothing alike.
I know. I know, we specifically chose at the start. I was making it so we would be different people for the. Yeah, see? There you go, and you stumbled into one. Do you know what you need to put over this? Either like Benny Hill or just
Yeah.
like drunk people sounds.
I'm really not a fan of that Benny Hill track anymore. I've heard it
Been
too
doing
many
it
times.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I think I still quite appreciate it.
Fair. I think my problem with the Benny Hill segments is they just usually go on too long. It's like, yeah, I get the point. They're bumbling around like idiots.
You really only want about 3 seconds of Benny Hill, and then that's the Benny Hill maximum.
Yeah.
Speaking of like mathematical equations for entertainment things like horrors, there should be the Benny Hill equation.
No, the more exposure you have to Benny Hill, the shorter the exposure required is, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a formula in there somewhere. One day we'll run it.
Do you think the kids of today would actually know about Benny Hill? Because I know it was well before our time, but we're aware of it. You think it's one of those things that just transcends generations, or you think it's hitting its use by date?
I think the track itself is still transcended. Like if you played it, someone would be like, "Oh, that's like." They wouldn't use probably the term slapstick, but I know they would. I don't know how common slapstick is as a term, but they would be like, "Oh, that's the comedy music." I don't think they would necessarily know it as the Benny Hill, or they would know it as the Benny Hill, but not know the greater context.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's heaps of things that we refer to it and be like, "Yeah, that's the thing," but don't actually necessarily know where it originated from. That's what I feel it would be.
Fair.
Because you still see it, and I don't watch enough kids YouTube to know, but I feel like it would still get used in that. You know, that seems like the sort of thing like a YouTube.
Really depends how royalty free it is.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Is Benny Hill royalty free? I didn't think of that. Have we copyrighted ourselves by saying the words Benny Hill too many times?
That would be fine. It's not how.
Yeah, no, I know. You can play like 10 seconds before you get copyrighted, right?
It really
A
depends.
10-second sample.
Because you're supposed to be able to, but I have a feeling like the algorithm will just claim you anyways.
Yeah. Well, people have been claimed for badly singing. Like Mikey Glam and Gore, one of the YouTubers I watch, she's been done. I'm pretty sure she said because she was singing Careless Whisper badly. Like it was intentionally not singing it great, and she got flagged.
Yeah.
So it can be rough. I'm pretty sure that was a while when that happened ago, so like, that could be wrong. But it's okay. If I say I think and maybe enough times, then I've absolved myself of responsibility.
That checks out.
Yeah, definitely. So actually, the thing about this format that I do like a bit more is because I'm not having to try and play the game as well. I feel like I can actually talk a lot better.
Yeah, you are definitely stringing your sentences together a lot smoother.
Yeah, I can't do 2 things at once. I'm really not a multitasker.
Yeah, understandable.
It just
It
doesn't work for
isn't
me.
easy. I'm not a big fan of multitasking. So.
No. What am I doing? See, this is what I meant. I spent so much time just running into, and I'm still stuck in the same rock. Good job. See, I might even play games better if I'm not focused on conversations. Oh my god.
But it's not just you though. This is the design. They're like, yeah, let's put all these pebbles here, yet give them collision that you can't possibly pass through.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty harsh.
Like, is the game really made better by having that pebble there?
Yeah.
No, so don't put it there.
I only give this game a 3 out of 10. Not enough pebbles.
Yeah. You do get some people like that.
Yeah. Well, that's usually the big selling point, at least around this generation of games. Less so now because indie games are really, like, making bank. But this generation games was always, look at the graphics. Super realistic graphics. They were the main selling point for a lot of games around this time and a little bit later even. Like, really around the
Even
Batman.
today, you still get fucking douchebags that care about that shit more than anything else.
More than the gameplay,
Because, you know the new Ratchet and Clank one that came out semi-recently? Yet to play it, but a lot of people were praising how good it looks.
The pistol.
And that it was made without any crunch or anything like that, so the developers were actually treated pretty alright during the process of manufacturing.
Yeah.
Well, developing. Anyways, people then took to Twitter complaining about how it didn't have mud physics. Like, when you're walking through mud, you don't leave footprints, or the plants don't wiggle when you walk
Oh
into
my
them.
gosh.
It's like, yeah, because that is what makes the game good. It's unplayable without that.
Yeah, without the plant jiggle.
When I walk into a plant in a game and it jiggles for the first time, I'm like, wow, that's cool. And then I will never notice it again.
I mean, to be fair though, one of my distinct memories from the first Spyro is that the cacti shimmied when you flamed them.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favourite things about that game was the fact that the cactuses shimmied when you flamed them.
Yeah, but how often do you really do that now that you're an adult? I mean, maybe for kids, there's smaller...
I feel like you don't know me well enough at all if you're asking me the question, how do you do that as an adult? Because all the time.
I've played Spyro with you a bunch, and I don't recall you spending that long doing that.
I definitely flamed every cactus in the level at least once.
Alright. Okay, maybe it does matter. Maybe Ratchet and Clank is a 0 out of 10 because grass doesn't wiggle when you walk into it.
Yeah, well, I would give it this. That's the kind of gameplay I signed up for. Yeah, but see, that to me is less graphics and is actually genuinely more gameplay. Like, is it a useless feature that the end product isn't really going to suffer for not including? Yes. But does it give the game just that little bit more heart?
I would argue for, a vast majority of people, they'd notice it, be like, wow, that is cool, and then they would just forget about it entirely.
Yeah.
And it would add absolutely nothing. Like
The mustard! It was the mustard! We always miss the mustard. Sorry. That I forgot what that bottle actually is too, by the way.
It's a slow time potion, but it looks like mustard.
It was mustard, yeah. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, I just saw it pop up. And I was like, we can't miss the mustard.
Now I was just complaining about people who enjoy graphics. I think maybe part of the problem as well is I can't appreciate it because my eyes don't work properly. So
Yeah. This is not ableist. Ableist game, really caring about graphics. No. Do you go to restaurants and yell at them for being ableist because you can't taste food?
no, but I do dislike going to restaurants. For that reason, it just feels like a waste of time.
Yeah.
It's like I could just eat corn at home.
Sometimes you don't want to cook the corn, you just want corn to be given to you.
Yeah, there we go, more mustard.
Nice. Yeah, our mustard isn't. That's like an American mustard thing to be that bright yellow. We don't really get.
I've never really had mustard before.
I've only really ever had Dijon mustard, which I think, and Old English, which are different from, I think, the American one's quite sweet. I'm not 100% sure. You'd definitely be using mustard seeds either way, but you can do a lot of different things with mustard seeds, and there's different kinds of mustard seeds.
Alright.
I would not know how to describe the flavour as anything other than mustard.
Yeah.
Something you're just going to have to try.
Maybe one day.
But English mustard tends to be hot, at least in my experience. Dijon,
Isn't spicy.
yeah. So probably stick to Dijon, which is kind of a bit creamier. And you would have had it because Dad uses it for most of his salad dressing. So if you like the dressings that Dad makes that's not the balsamic one, then you've like Dijon mustard. Because that's Dijon mustard with lemon, basically.
Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's my experience with mustard. Boy, we talk about interesting topics.
I just don't get food. Yeah.
On the topic of mustard, actually, there was, I think that years ago, Hannah Hart, YouTuber, was talking in a podcast with someone else that I listened to, how a friend of hers signed her up for a...
Oh, yeah, I've heard this one
Yeah,
before.
you have, but they have a mustard subscription, like a magazine that gives you a new mustard a month, and it would be like a full jar of mustard. And so her entire fridge store ended up just being mustards because she was getting so many from this subscription. It's like, I like mustard, but who needs that many mustards?
I mean, you use it all eventually. It's not a subscription you would keep forever, but
No, you would have a maximum of 6 months for me. Like, I wouldn't want more than 6 jars of mustard in my fridge.
because mustard doesn't ever expire, does it?
I think it can. I think it just takes a long time.
Reaching the music
Like, it's any sort of... well, it's not pickled, but I think I'd put it in the same category as, like, pickled.
It's like tomato sauce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where it's not likely to go off, but it can.
Cool. Alright, we're just talking over this whole thing, which I don't think really matters. I don't think anybody cares about Teresa just being like, yeah, revolution, yeah, chosen one.
Supporters. Wow. Logan's dick.
Him against
Woohoo.
Logan will be another great challenge.
We're gonna be eating dick
One
here.
you must accomplish.
I'll make him
Yeah.
pay for what he did.
I take it we're executing Logan when we get to him.
As long as
Absolutely.
Logan sits on the throne, Albion is in
Was
great
it
danger.
the first one or this one that we don't have the recording of where I was talking about? It would be really cool if there was an ending of this where you become so evil that you end up just joining forces with him instead.
I forget which.
But-
Either way, it doesn't matter if you rehash it.
Yeah, I just thought that'd be like a cool concept to do because you pretty well just replace him as an evil dictator if you go the evil route in this game, from what I understand.
To my law,
Yeah.
its mountains will bend to my will, or they will fall. This is my Albion. Its people will do as I say.
Yeah, like this is exactly the route we're planning on
Its
doing. So.
future will be
Yeah.
as I decree, or it will.
I like how Logan just goes to his barber and is like, yo, chief, give me that
Nothing will
evil.
stand in my way.
Heard Elysius Malfoy.
And
Yes.
will be stronger. No matter what
If Lucius
sacrifices we
Malfoy had a
must
child
make.
with Shannon Knoll, that's what I wish to look like.
Yeah, I think you talked a little bit about Shannon last
will
time.
see
I actually think I did. I don't know if it was the goatee last time, but yeah. Do yourselves a favour. Shannon Knoll, Crazy Horse.
Revolution.
That's pretty old now.
I know, but it's still just a delightful national treasure story.
Now, do whatever you must to gain your first ally, for you cannot lead a rebellion without followers. Sabine is a good man,
Oh, that's
and his
right.
people
I
are
was
strong.
just doing some spins.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now we
And
can
then
go.
I got to argue about my disagreement with the controls again. I'm like, how do you know which is a press and which is a hold
Yeah.
situation?
In here is where we decide we're going to be real estate
Yeah.
realtors and no wait, landlord? Yeah,
Landlords,
landlords.
yeah.
My goodness, my brain is all over.
Yeah, maybe you need to be playing a game so you can talk properly. Maybe I shouldn't touch the controller at all.
My problem is I just got way too fucked up over the weekend.
Yeah, I know you had a big weekend because I cancelled D&D because I was busy doing house stuff. And the rest of the house that players was like, well, when the cat's away, the mice come out to play, and just tore it up.
Yeah, watched M. Night Shyamalan's Avatar: The Last
gosh.
Airbender.
Why would you do that to yourselves?
Because we just finished watching the TV series, and so
And you were like, now for something completely different.
that was
and
the
by different, I mean
reason we
terrible.
were completely blasted for it. And it was actually pretty enjoyable watch when we were really drunk. Because,
Yeah.
like, I don't know if you've seen it, but the special effects in it are just so slow. Everything in it has absolutely no impact. There's like just this rock lazily drifting across the screen, and then the people get launched backwards from it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't really remember it, but I saw it when I was a lot younger, yeah.
And it was bad.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't good.
I don't necessarily think it was his fault, though. Because he seemed to try to keep it relatively along the actual storyline. Like, they all went to mostly the same places. A couple of things got the borders changed, and they condensed, like, several locations into just one spot.
Yeah.
But most of the characters, Sokka, they completely butchered that character. Like, they destroyed every single bit of humor that character had and just turned him into basically Anakin from Star Wars Episode 2.
Yeah, great.
But most of the other characters were reasonably faithful. Like, Zuko and Iroh were okay, despite them not looking anything at all like Zuko and Iroh.
Yeah.
Have you seen Avatar?
I have. No, I haven't seen all of it. I watched most of the first season, and then I got busy with schoolwork
Yeah.
and lost where I was up to and just never went back to it.
Alright. Well, anyways, the point of, I think it wasn't really his fault, is they were trying to condense a TV show.
The whole TV show.
Not the entire TV show, they were
just
just doing the first season.
Oh, okay.
But so much happens in that, and they were condensing that all down into just one film.
Yeah.
You can't fit that into 2 hours without sucking all of the heart and soul out of it.
No, definitely not.
Like, he didn't do a good job, but I don't think anybody else could have done it better. It was just a doomed idea from the start. Which, again, what's the point of making a movie of a show like that when you've already got the show?
Yeah, no, that's it. I suppose it's to make it more accessible to other audiences, but...
Fuck those audiences.
Well, I mean, if it's not going to be done properly, then what's the point anyway?
Yeah. Also, it should be, you know, for the actual
Less
fans.
index cards, you made it.
This is cause for great
That's the kind of librarian that I want.
as a hero again.
Also, you know...
If ever
Actually,
I
no,
can
can't
be
remember
of
who-
assistance,
No, we didn't
I
find out
will
who
be
voiced the
honored to
librarian.
serve.
That's right.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
I
But,
know with success.
yeah, if you're making something
You
for
now
someone...
have proof positive of your
Sorry,
heroic
I'm messing
statement.
Yeah, sorry.
If you're making something off of a series, it should be made for the people who enjoy that series.
Yes,
He is
yeah,
waiting
yeah.
for you
Absolutely.
outside the local tavern.
Like, they come up with a new Harry Potter film and they just completely ignore everything that happened in the other ones because, like, oh yeah, it's a reboot, so everybody can access this. It's like, no, you make it for the people who actually like Harry
Are
Potter.
passionate about it
Yeah.
and want to see that the thing that they saw represented.
Because
yeah.
otherwise, you're making it for no one.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with putting new spins on things, but if you are doing the same story, then you need to make sure you're doing that same story justice. If you're using the same characters in a different way, then go for it, in my opinion. Like, I would love to see, you know, actually, this is an example. Last night I was talking to some friends, and I'm like, I want a Batman movie where it's just Bruce Wayne. So it's just like, it's in the morning and he's icing a bruise and he's going in and doing his CEO office work. And it just cuts all the Batman stuff out and it's just Bruce Wayne being Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love that movie.
Like, his fight with Bane happens off screen, and then the next scene he's just in the office in a wheelchair.
Yeah, exactly. I want that. And he's being like, yeah, fucking Swiss Alps, am I right? Terry from the Billionaires Club. Yeah, or whatever rich people do. I don't know. I want that movie. I think that'd be a great experience.
He's absolutely exhausted. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
here's where I named the dog. I was pretty proud of this. Face was not.
I mean, I think I'm fair with.
It's great.
Very
And see,
catchy.
the thing is
He's
now-
bound to enjoy being called that.
Dog has a reason to be angry now because every time he looks at his little collar, he's like, yeah, that's a terrible name. I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah, fair.
The guild seal.
But yeah, wouldn't that be a great Batman movie? Or
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne movie, I should say.
He just shows up to the office completely exhausted because he spent the entire night fighting crime.
Yeah, yeah. And
Falling asleep during important meetings.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and every now and again it will show like Lucius Fox walking into the office and then it would cut to him at a brunch. Like, it's like it just cuts out anything that's got Batman related things remotely in it. Yeah. That's what I want.
Yeah, fair enough. To each their own.
No, you wouldn't pay to see that movie?
To be fair, I wouldn't pay to see any of the current shit that DC is pumping out. So.
Yeah. Yeah, this, to be fair, I did watch the full Snyder Cut and it still, I would say it still wasn't a Batman film. Like, it still wasn't great, but it was a lot better than what was released in the cinema. A
So,
heap better.
has it been figured out why that train wreck got released in its current state then? Like, if they had the Schneider Cut or whatever.
The Snyder Cut's 4 hours. so that wasn't going to get released onto theatrical screens.
All right, yeah.
And also when he was filming, tragically his daughter committed suicide, and so he had to step down from directing. And so Whedon then stepped up and had all the footage, and then was left trying to condense 4 hours of footage into a 2-hour cohesive movie, while also producing something he was happy with. And Whedon is a very different directing style to Snyder, so he was then trying to put in more Whedon-y things.
So
And
it
just-
was
It was a mess of two directors
yeah.
with completely different visions.
constant changing leadership.
Yeah, with also, I would imagine, because Whedon directed the Avengers, I would imagine the Warner Brothers was going, we want you to do what you did for Avengers. We want you, like...
Which just was not going to happen with this Snyder footage.
Definitely not, and not with how the rest of the DC universe was shaping up to be. I don't have an issue with them doing a dark or grittier one, but you still need to have enough life in the characters to make you want to watch them. They can't just all be doom and gloom.
Yeah, well, that was my problem with this Avatar film that came out. None of the characters had any, fun to them whatsoever. They were
Dark
just boring.
shit can be happening, but there needs to still be...
Also, here's where the gentrification begins.
Yes, it does.
Purchasing property, raising rent, displacing people.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. This is where realtor tycoon. I forgot what it's called.
Home is where
This is
the
where
heart
land
is, as
tycoon
they say.
began.
It should also be
Yeah.
where you have your best
Up it
furniture.
goes. up and up.
Redecorated.
Yeah, because like I quite enjoy the new Titan show, which I hope it hasn't. I can't remember if I read it had been cancelled or not. A lot of what I've been watching has been cancelled, which sucks. But I quite enjoyed the new Titan show, because even though the original animated Teen Titans, very jesty, and I loved it. This one's obviously really dark, but it still keeps, and they were definitely finding their footing too, but keeps some of the humour in the characters. Like the characters still have their personalities while all the dark stuff's happening. Like, you can change things in a universe as long as it serves telling an interesting story.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm not one of those people that like protects the characters being like, no, it has to be exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing it exactly the same, you might as well just watch the thing you already have.
Yeah, yeah. Batman's parents were shot in an alleyway, not a street.
There's nothing wrong with doing something
Yeah.
different, but it should still be made in mind of what the fans would actually...
Yeah, because either if you want to do it different, and it doesn't fit at all, just make a thing with different names and like different. Just make it your own. Make your own thing. Or if you're wanting to use those characters, but tell a different story, go for it. But make sure you're still, yeah.
Yeah, I think the point I was getting at was more with the simplifying and dumbing down.
Yeah. What am I doing here? What was this decision?
You know, I've got no clue. It's just sort of happening.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I think I know what I was doing. I was getting upset that I had to go back to the sanctuary.
Alright, and we're back. If you notice a weird ripple in time.
Well, I was thinking that if we were just recording from scratch today, just call this episode Ripple in Time, because there would be a whole section of the game missing. Oh, sorry. This is going to be real fun to edit around. I apologise.
Just probably won't use anything from this segment.
I'm really going to try to stop him, but there's not much I can do.
That was pretty in sync.
Yeah, no Backstreet Boys here. Oh, ketchup.
Cool. Alright, now we just need to get the hot dog, and we got the perfect blend of
You need the bun as well.
fur.
That's right, they wouldn't let us in.
Yeah, this was us trying to do the quest without Walter,
Yeah.
but the game is lame and it doesn't let you kick in the door.
No, it does not. Which is rather rude. And then we tried to talk to the actual, like, the golem door.
Yeah, well, we were just trying to do side content here, but there's nothing actually opened up yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fable 2 definitely did the side content better.
Yes.
Like, it's just been such a long time since I played Fable 3, I kind of forgot how kind of shit it actually was.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm having fun playing through it again, but it's got issues.
Yes. Main issue being the sanctuary.
Yeah, if they deleted the Sanctuary entirely, it would have been significantly better as a game.
Yes. Kindly disregard the fridge.
Yeah, it's fine, who cares? Like, it's just more important that we at least get something recorded and done.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and
People will just have to deal with this episode being kind of crappy.
yeah, and then next week we should actually be able to record too, because
You've got holidays?
yeah,
Yeah. When's our holiday coming up anyways?
in 3 weeks.
Okay, so we're gonna really want to have to record a bunch. You'll bring your laptop with you, won't you?
Yeah, but we probably won't want to record.
No, not record, but I might need to do some editing.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure there'll be moments where you're asleep and I'm still up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you can have my laptop then.
yeah. Do you mind if I put Blender on it? Because I prefer using Blender for the editing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
So there's enough space on my laptop for Blender. I've downloaded a lot of SimCC. Like a lot.
That's just mods.
Custom content, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But when it's not, oh gosh, these hiccups are driving me crazy. It's not, whoa, that dog had the zoomies right there.
Yep.
It's not script mods, it's purely just like adding.
These wolves haven't done anything to us. They just saw dogs and started shooting.
You're like, yep, this is the appropriate response. Missed one.
Yeah, that just like shot and then the little experience balls popping up. It's like, yeah,
Whoops.
found one.
Murder.
Nah, this was a big waste of time because we didn't have anything.
The emotes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spent all our silver points on real estate.
No, we got the emote pack as well. It's just you need to get further in the game to get all the emotes.
Yeah.
Learn something about life.
To inspire the Shakespeare door.
And that's the tricky bit.
Yeah.
The action is thrilling, the banter is punchy, but any scene where they express their feelings...
I do eventually get changed out of this god-awful outfit too. It takes a while, but I get there.
So something I just realized as well, it's like, oh, we'll do the sync. That sync isn't going to actually work. Because we're watching a video, which we just paused.
Oh, yeah. No, but we know that when it went down in the video...
What?
It should still be fun.
I mean, we'll figure it out. But yeah,
Yeah.
those syncs aren't going to actually work.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll work it out.
Because, like, the initial sync will be fine because you matched it up with the actual video. But when we pause it and we're going to hit resume, there's nothing syncing that.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
Yeah, well,
it is what it is.
you know, this is a good lesson in whatever done is done.
Yep.
Doesn't matter how shit it is as long as you get something at the end of the day. This is like that assignment that you rush at like 2 a.m. before it's due.
Yeah, just like sweating in a fever dream. One of those. Yes. You know, funny thing is, I asked, I'm like, oh, are you going to be doing any cooking? He's like, no, we're just putting the groceries away.
Prep work isn't cooking. I never knew how
Crunchiest spinach. That spinach could not be louder. Unless it was actually screaming in pain.
I don't think the mic's going to actually pick it up, but it is hilarious how crunchy that is.
So, wrapping it back though, so in my house, I've actually put doors going into the second living room that's similar to this,
Yeah?
so that the noise won't necessarily carry in and disturb whatever you're watching or doing. That was a design choice.
So what, just those shitty sliding doors?
Not like the bifold ones, cavity doors. So they'll slide, come together, like the ensuite in this house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
No, those bifold doors, I think, are a terrible design. I don't know why anybody would opt for bifold doors. Because they're, like, just stiff. They don't slide properly, and then they don't do anything at all to block out any sort of sound.
Well, the intent was that then you could... seriously, these hiccups drive me up, Lord. That you could section off... So when you got the heating or cooling on, but because the bifold doors, the pressure changes and it pushes them open anyway. But
Yeah.
that was the purpose of these ones in this house.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I did get cavity doors in my room
Very nice.
for that reason.
I approve.
Thank you. I hope so, because that will be our recording space. Ideally.
If I don't approve, it doesn't really matter. It's your house.
True. What are you going to do? Frown at the wall? Frown at the space where the door would be? Oh, this was me trying to work out this. I did not understand.
Yeah.
I
Because
could
again,
not.
it would be easier to just do menus, right?
Yeah,
But no, it's like, no, we can't take you out of the game for even a second.
But trying to work out the logistics took me out so much.
Yeah, just stupid.
Yes.
So we're doing 2 episodes today, or we just doing 1?
Given that both of us are feeling pretty lousy.
Just 1?
Just one.
I'm
And especially
okay
because
with
we've got
this.
the holidays coming up, and I'm thinking that whatever works for you.
Though this is going to make the editing for the next week pretty rough, because it means we'll be recording and uploading on the same
For
week.
this week, yeah. Oh,
and
for
next week,
yeah.
yeah. Unless you wanted to catch up some other time, like maybe Thursday night or something.
I'm still up teaching.
Oof.
Yes.
I guess we'll just deal with it.
Other than that, we could just do like a mini episode. Just play for half an hour after this.
Nah, fuck that shit. We'll just have a rough couple of weeks of really bad episodes.
I mean,
It
that
doesn't look as
seem
much
that
like
different.
mustard in, you know, when you're actually looking at the items like that.
No, it's still mustard. I mean, the time now is only almost 4 o'clock actually, yeah.
Yeah,
No, just the one.
sounds good to me.
I hope I can make a profit on that.
And I'll go home and edit this.
Yep, and I'll go home and
So on the ketchup.
Always happy to buy your unwanted items.
don't want no ketchup because that belongs in the fridge.
Do you have anything I can buy off you?
No. Don't want to comment on that hot take.
No. I mean, it says refrigerate after opening,
Yeah.
so I'm with you there, but my
But it-
housemates have some very strong opinions.
Lots of Australians do. I don't know if it's in other countries, but in Australia, you tell people you keep your tomato sauce or ketchup in the fridge, you cause riots.
Who cares? It's sauce.
It says refrigerate after opening on the packet.
Yeah,
That's where
I
you
mean,
put it.
I get the argument it's got enough salt that it's never going to go off anyways, so you can just keep it in a pantry, but I don't get being passionate about it one way or the other.
Yeah. I mean, I prefer to keep it in the fridge.
I do too, that's my preference, because again, it's the instructions, and second, I like the contrast of the cold sauce with the hot whatever.
Yeah, but some people get really amped up being like, you're just going to put cold sauce on your hot food and make it your hot food cold.
Curious that Sir Walter should have chosen.
Which I suppose if that is a big problem for you, I can see the issue, but I would still be like, sauce in the fridge.
Yeah.
But really, the solution is if you're living with someone that does that, like you guys have, just have 2 bottles of sauce. Like,
No, impossible.
doesn't need to be a big thing. But yeah, I don't know. In the comments below, tell us, does sauce belong in the fridge or in the pantry?
It'd be interesting to see if you lose any subscribers over this.
We don't have many to lose.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's purchase some more properties. I think we always buy this whole village, don't we?
No, we get nearly halfway, I
Nearly
reckon.
half. Nice. The rat house. Nice.
You know, I felt this episode actually started okay, but it's quickly gone.
We're losing some steam, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's all the pausing that we've had to do.
And it's not just that, I'm just not feeling it today.
I think we're not feeling it most days. When are we going to stop? We're not saying we're not feeling it today. Just accept that this is how we always feel, you know? Like,
We've had good days, I
have
swear.
we? Which? Name one. I think we say in every episode we're not feeling it today.
Why are we still doing this then?
It was fun. I enjoy doing the editing.
I enjoy catching up.
Yeah.
And the editing I don't actually mind, though some weeks it's a bit of a burden. Like this week it's going to be just a pain in the ass.
Yeah. But no, I think it's going to be quite rewarding. And I'm looking forward to doing some slightly bigger things, like how we've spoken about doing on Halloween. A Halloween special. Like, I think that'll be fun to do. And it just, all this...
I'd like to incorporate the household in...
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and get other people involved. And I think doing the channel just gives us an excuse to try new things.
Yeah.
You know, like...
I'd be probably more on board with everything and up for it if I just had more free time, but work lately has just been shit. Like, there's just been so much of it, and then, you know, the rest of it's, I'm having fun hanging out with people, but that's to get more time just given. Like, D&D, I only really have this Saturday, that's my only free day.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. To me, it still seems like worth doing. I don't want to stop doing it.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm happy to keep going as long as you're happy.
Cool. I mean, yeah.
Plus, it has got me thinking of some other projects I'd like to do. Like, I'd like to try doing some video essay type stuff. But
Yeah.
of course, I'd need to take my mic home with me, and I'd need to record stuff specifically for it and write a script.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, and I just don't have time for
You'll be
that right
glad to
now.
know I have
Yeah.
some information on the mercenaries
Yeah,
Sabine
wait
mentioned.
till over a
They're
holiday break
led
or
by a
some sort.
man called Satan.
Yeah, the problem is, my
He used to
holiday
be a
breaks.
soldier,
Even then, I'm
but
doing
always
shit.
had more
Yeah.
It's like,
respect
oh,
for
cool, we've
bandits
got
and
a break
cutthroats
coming
than
up.
military.
Oh, wait, we're not
His
even
men
going to be
are
in the
holed up in
state.
a small
Nope.
fortress in the mountains, so
It's, no time there for anything. It's going to be good, don't get me wrong,
gonna
I'm
be
not
great.
complaining.
Yeah. I mean, we could almost. I don't think I want to, but if you wanted to film over there, we could see if we could put half a vlog together.
Nah,
You're not a fan of vlog
I
content?
do not want to do vlogs at all. It is something I am
One of the
actually
mercenaries.
against doing.
a
fair enough.
cold-blooded killer. His name's Clarence, but everybody calls him Jimmy. He was
That's right.
drinking in
This
the
is
pub
when
all day and generally making
I
life
dress up as a man
unpleasant for
despite there
everyone.
being someone
It wasn't hard
in
to
the
get him
room
completely
better suited for the job.
thugs.
Where I
lightweight
still
in
dressed
glass
as a
meat.
noble,
Yeah.
walks in with
Take
no
his
problems.
clothes and you'll
Yes.
have a free pass into their camp.
This
Just
game
try
wasn't
not to
designed
think
for
about
co-op.
what
It was not.
mistakes might
I feel like your character's entire arc in this is Harry Potter in the first scene in the second movie, where it's like, I'll be making no noise and pretending I don't exist. Like, that's your entire character.
Yeah.
without a bit of extra effort.
Here's where we ogle this guy's ass
Even
because
these
he's
idiots will
wearing
notice
a
if you don't
G-string
have
or
his
thong
beard
or
or
whatever.
tattoo.
That's right.
I'm sure you can get hold of
We'll
what
zoom
you
in
need
on it in a
around
moment,
town.
so don't worry, you won't miss
In the
out.
meantime, I'll find out.
Here we
who
go,
to
this
talk
is the
to
content
about
that you all paid for. Oh, coming up.
It's still YouTube appropriate because he is wearing underwear, but
Technically.
They'll just need a little convincing. Anyway,
Oh,
good
yeah.
luck dealing with Saker and his mercenaries.
this is the risque
It'll be
content
your
you
first
subscribe
taste of real
for.
life.
Yeah. Hooey.
I know you'll do just fine.
I sure stick around on this account. What's that? No? Camera? No, maybe? Yeah? Oh, we're coming back in. Look at number 3. I was going to say, I thought we did actually zoom in further.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
That pushes it up to the PG rating.
Yeah. Good old PG-13. Oh yeah, I was getting confused by the trails. That's right, I also spoke about a Fable Lego crossover.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I really wanted these sparkly trails to be like the studs in the Harry Potter version. And you just like collect them. Because the stud trails were much easier to follow than these stupid sparkles.
Well, the problem with these sparkles is that half the time they go in the wrong fucking way.
Yeah, the studs never did that.
I needed some money
Won't
for
regret
food.
it.
Oh, we had to make some pies, though.
Yeah.
Pie making. I was pretty excellent pie maker, if I do say so myself. Not to spoil
remember
things.
the
Okay, no, I
first
started terribly. But,
Everybody always does.
yeah, and everyone wants to root for an underdog, so, you know, I was just adding to the drama. Pies that Gordon Ramsay himself would be proud of. Digital pies. Oh, I was
So
at...
you mentioned you'd been watching some Gordon Ramsay recently.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Kitchen Nightmares. It's been great.
Go.
Some of the people that open restaurants, you're like, how did you ever even have enough money? Look, there goes the rolling pin. To open a restaurant to begin with, or to purchase this, because I just don't see how there's enough brain cells in there, or how the brain cells that are in there are working coherently enough for you to have a long-term job that's allowed you to afford this.
I reckon for a lot of them it wouldn't necessarily be that they actually worked to get their restaurant. They're just like, yo, Pa, I want a restaurant. And
some of them are that, some are like inheritance from marriage too, and things. But yeah, no, they're just, some are just awful.
One of the things I actually like about Gordon Ramsay is he's actually a pretty respectful guy. Like, if you've seen him work with children, he tones back the whole, like,
absolutely.
Abuse a lot. And then there was also another guy who had some psychological issues because had been through like an abusive household growing up or something.
Yeah.
And when he mentioned that to Gordon, Gordon was instantly calming down and actually talking to him reasonably.
Yes, yeah.
Like, he's got the reputation for being the big old angry guy, but I think it's more an act.
Partially, yeah. I'd 100% agree with that. And he's just got a very confrontational way of handling situations. So personally, I don't think I'd ever want to work in a kitchen with him because I am
God, no.
so polar opposite.
Yeah, I don't think I could handle that.
I would not be able to
It's
handle
a little intense.
He would walk in the room and I'd immediately cry. Let's put it that way. Like, I would not handle it at all. But yeah, no, he's assertive. He says what he means, and he doesn't hold back. Like, sometimes he's very much got a flair for the dramatically. Like, there was one where a cake got served with some flowers and he turned it into like a full fucking funeral procession with putting the cake on like his shoulder with the waitresses. I'm like, gosh. Did you go to cooking school or theatre school, Gordon? Because I honestly can't tell. But yeah, no, I've been really enjoying watching it. It's been in the background while I've been playing RuneScape actually.
Cool.
That's also been a lot of fun. Used to love that back in the day, and I'm enjoying it again now.
Yeah, I need to pick. Oh my goodness, I forgot about that guy in the bottom right corner.
Oh yeah, with the
That is just fabulous.
The Nightmare Before Christmas mountain hair, yeah.
Let's adjourn to the dressing room and see
Yeah,
about your
just
discovery.
sing a sorrowful duet with your long lost corpse partner
The appropriate facial hair
from the
adorns
peak
the
of that
costume
quiff.
for you.
Here we go. None will be the wiser.
She wears it well.
She wears short skirts.
Goatees.
This might have been when I mentioned Shannon Knoll, to be honest, in last one.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. But no, I've been watching a lot of Gordon Ramsay.
Go.
Oh, look at that. Hip sway.
The beard and the tattoo are splendid. You're just missing one thing, the mercenary outfit.
Yeah, that's right. Still over here. So intuitive.
Yeah. Quality menus.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, very mercenary indeed. You'll fit right in with those
Jeez,
brutes.
this game.
Now then,
What?
you better be off
Just the
to
sanctuary. I'm just taking a moment to
You're still
reflect.
just fuming about
Still
that.
fuming. Yeah, still
It's
absolutely livid.
probably only going to get worse the more we have to deal with this.
Yeah. Yeah, so please, for our sake, suggest games in the comments below.
You're kind of done with Fable already.
No, I'm happy to keep playing, but I will drastically increase the amount I complain about the sanctuary. as we continue. Like, at the moment, it's probably about a 50-50 split of other dialogue and complaining about the sanctuary.
If you want to continue with Jovi's descent into madness, don't leave any comments.
No. Is this where I clicked on the same... Yeah, I clicked on the wrong one twice in a row. I went to Brightwall and then I went to the friggin' other one before clicking on this one.
Neat.
Absolute nightmare.
Yeah, we should have just done Fable 2.
We didn't have Fable 2 here at the time, I don't think.
No, we didn't.
That's the issue. Our games are scattered between two houses.
Yeah, we really should have discussed and planned out and been like, okay, so what are we going to record next?
Yeah.
We just didn't show up on the day. It's like, well, whatever we've got, that's what's going in.
Yeah.
Hi, Jimmy.
Yeah. I think, I mean, at this stage, we're still just working out the dialogue-y stuff anyway, so I don't think it really matters too much what we play. Once we feel a lot more confident, and maybe once I learn how to speak in game, then we can actually be a lot more intentional with our choices.
Well, the channel's still very much in alpha at this point.
Yeah. Alpha's even being a little generous, I'm not gonna... What's the stage before alpha?
If you go by Minecraft, it was what, like in-def or something.
Yeah, we're in-def stage. We're at the pitch meeting before in-def.
I think we're starting to sort of find... Like, I'm starting to piece together the editing I want to do, and I've got a few new things I want to try, which I've proposed to you.
Yes, yeah.
But the problem is that we'll kind of then fuck up your stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. Fuck up away.
I think your long form is actually more popular at the moment, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised about that, because there's a lot of, like, I don't really cut out anything, so there is occasionally just, like, dead air.
Yeah.
I used to cut out the dead air, but then I was like, oh, it's kind of actually messing with the pacing a little. Anyway, I think I prefer it. Because the whole idea is that it's uncut, so if I'm cutting things out, that kind of defeats the point of it being uncut.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm lazy. Well, not lazy, busy. Oh, that's why we breed and murdered these people. Good times.
I mean, they are just bandits. The game calls them mercenaries, but they're not mercenaries. They are just straight up bandits.
Yeah. Ooh, he shot that guy in the back. That was a X-Men first class moment right there. He magnetoed that guy. Well, put the safety on there. Oh, did you see that roll?
Very badass.
Thank you. I was proud of that roll.
This segment of the game was directed by Michael Bay.
Mm-hmm. No to the exploding. Actually, we're close to death here.
Yep. For which there is zero consequence in this game.
Yep. No, there's just not a lot to comment on here. We kind of ran the conversation.
Just enraptured by people getting shot, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, and a dig spot. Do you think my dog found that or your shitty unnamed dog?
Yeah, I don't know. Can't tell the difference at this point.
Yeah. We will switch him out soon. Well, as soon as we can, really.
I don't know if you necessarily need DLC for that or not, though. Which we do
that's
not
a good
have.
point. We do not have DLC for this one.
And I don't know if you can even get it anymore, because I think they removed pretty much all the Fable stuff from the marketplace.
Yeah, well, I don't think people want to spend more money on this game anyway.
No. I don't either.
Yeah, as a general rule on the third level, that you show what your thoughts and feelings about something with your wallet, not with your words, for commercial, like for purchases.
Yeah.
Because your words don't really do anything if they're still making the sales.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Though I don't think they're going to care at all about sales for a game that came out in 2000 and whatever.
No, but the philosophy still holds for things that come out. Like, there's many a sim package that I refuse to purchase.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to buy my first pet stuff. It just, you happened to gift it to me. So I'm like, sweet.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. You're like, I know you're a completionist, and I know that you're also refusing to purchase this one. So, here you go.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, and yeah, there's another Sims one that I'm refusing, and I'm refusing to buy any of the kits because I fundamentally disagree with that.
For the kids?
It's a new, so you know how you can get expansion packs, game packs, and stuff packs?
What is a game pack?
So game pack is slightly smaller than an expansion.
But more than a stuff?
Yeah, so it typically comes with a gameplay element. So it'll be like one gameplay element and a handful of items and sometimes a world. Expansion packs are the bigger ones. It definitely comes with a world. It's got a vast array. So like Seasons would be your expansion example.
Yeah.
Whereas Dine Out was a game pack because it was focused on specifically
Just
the
cafes.
gameplay of dining out. Yeah. So that's the example.
Alright.
And then your stuff packs is purely just stuff for your game.
Yeah, I have some chairs and some shirts.
Yeah, exactly. And kits are the smaller stuff packs. So it's basically microtransactions.
Right.
Yeah. And I refuse
I already
to support
kind
that.
of felt like stuff packs were
Well,
bordering
yeah,
on that.
exactly.
Because they come with basically nothing and they're ridiculously priced for how little you get.
Yes, yeah. I don't get the stuff packs unless they're on 50% off. And that's how I've managed to get them all so far, is I just wait for them to go on sale. In fact, I do that with the game packs too. Expansion packs, if it's one that has good reviews, I'll purchase it. Maybe at full price, but even then, usually I wait for them.
I think this is the end of the episode. I think this is where we were wrapping it up.
Yeah, because we were having
Alright, well,
ribbons in time, so
we
I
should
guess
probably
we should...
quickly wrap it up then.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Let us know if you actually preferred it like this, because if that's the case, we do set aside 2 hours to film anyway, and it takes us about an hour to do the filming.
So what, just play, decide what we're going to talk about, and then record after?
Well, you could do the recording the week before, then record the audio, then play the game for the next one.
Alright, well thanks anyways. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye guys.
See ya!